What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Box Office Ricky, the channel where every week we break down what's hitting theaters, what's dropping on streaming, and of course, we keep an eye on those box office numbers. Money, money, money. I don't know why I did that. That's stupid. Anyway, I'm your host, Ricardo, and whether it's a blockbuster, an indie, or a prestige limited series, it's worth talking about. If it's worth talking about, we're talking about it. So let's get right into it. This week we are looking at Balls Up. Yes, that's the actual title. It's currently streaming on Amazon Prime Video. This is a raunchy R-rated action comedy starring Mark Wahlberg and Walter Hauser. The film is directed by Peter Farrelly. Yep, that Peter Farrelly from Dumb and Dumber, and written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. And if those names sound familiar, like I said, Dumb and Dumber and Something About Mary, some of the greatest comedies of the 90s. And also the writers, the writers behind Deadpool, Zombieland. On paper, that sounds like a murderer's row of talent. On paper, yeah. The story follows, so let me kind of dive in real quick. The story follows two guys at a marketing firm, Brad, played by Mark Wahlberg, and Elijah, played by Hauser, who cook up a wild pitch, getting Brazil's travel ministry to make Elijah's invention, I'm embarrassed to say this, a full coverage condom called the Testicle Sentinel. The official prophylactic of the 2025 World Cup, which obviously that's fictional because the World Cup is actually in 2026. So after a drunken celebration in Brazil sparks a global scandal, the two have to outrun fierce fans, criminals, and power-hungry officials just to make it home alive. So yeah, it's that kind of movie. It's a sports comedy, time to ride the wave of this year's FIFA's World Cup hype, and the cast around Mark Wahlberg and Hauser is stacked. I mean, we've got Benjamin Bratt, sorry, Blood In, Blood Out, Benjamin Bratt, love that guy. Molly Shannon, Eric Andre, and Sacha Baron Cohen, which, I haven't seen him in a lot of movies these days, so it's always kind of cool to see him. Great names, wild premise, Deadpool writers, World Cup timing, so... you got all this stuff here, like, what happened to this movie? Overall thoughts of this movie. Look, I'm going to be real with you. This movie reminded me of something that would have worked maybe like 15, 20 years ago, right in the sweet spot of the Hangover era, when gross out comedies were printing money and nobody was overthinking it. And honestly, dude, I miss those movies. I love those movies. Love The Hangover, right? And I have a general yearning for them. But Balls Up is a perfect example of what style of comedy is so hard to pull off in 2026. I maybe laughed once or twice. That's it. And here's the thing. The movie is vulgar, but not vulgar in a funny way. There's a difference. I mean, the best raunchy comedies use shock value as a punchline. This one just kind of uses it as a filler in my book. There's a big gap between edgy and clever, and the film never quite crosses over to the clever side. The chemistry between Wahlberg and Hauser also just didn't really work for me. And that's a shame because Walter Hauser is genuinely talented. The guy can act. But the two of them together felt kind of mismatched from the jump, like two puzzle pieces that look like they just, don't click or don't fit. So at the end of the day, Balls Up is kind of a dumb, kind of cheesy, and kind of a disappointment, especially given who made it. This is the guy who gave us Dumb and Dumber, teamed up with the writers, with Deadpool. I mean, I don't understand, how did we not get more out of it? It's the kind of movie that you just really throw on the background while you're folding laundry, but you're not really watching it. It's like background noise. And for a comedy that might be the harshest thing, and for a comedy that might actually be the harshest thing you might say. So I want to say something that a lot of people are thinking about but won't say out loud. I mean, comedy is dying and Hollywood has no idea how to fix it. Balls Up has the director of Dumb and Dumber and the writers of Deadpool, and I barely laughed twice. Twice. If those guys can't make a funny movie in 2026, maybe the problem isn't the filmmakers. Maybe we just lost the ability to just laugh. And that actually kind of scares me a little bit. Scares me more than any horror movie I have reviewed this year. So guys, that is my overall review of Balls Up. Thank you so much for watching. Balls Up is actually streaming now on Prime Video. Check it out if you're curious, but don't say I didn't warn you. As always, I appreciate your time. And remember, in a world where you can be anything, why not be kind to one another? All right, guys, I will see you very soon. I'm going to have my top 10 list coming up here soon. And also, I'm going to have a review of the new Michael Jackson movie, which I'm so excited to watch. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.